Okay, so the example of compensating balance, determine the effective annual interest rate on a $50,000 line of credit with an annual percentage rate of 12% compounded monthly. The bank requires a 10% compensating balance be placed in a non-interest bearing account. The average daily balance is anticipated to be $25,000, excluding the compensating balance and interest due on the line of credit. So we have to determine the effective annual interest rate on the $50,000 line of credit. So in this case, what we do is the for the loan $50,000, 12% compounded monthly is the interest rate. So we can get the annual yield for this loan to be 12.68%. Okay, because 12% divided by 12 power 12, and then it will be 12.68%. So we can use this value in the calculations. The lender, which is the bank in this case, requires that 10% of the $50,000 line of credit, which is $5,000, be placed in a non-interest bearing account. So the average daily balance, including the compensating balance, is $30,000, because the average daily balance will be $25,000, and then this $5,000 will be the amount which cannot be used but will be included in the calculations. So on this $30,000, the interest for the year will be, for 1 year will be $30,000 into 0.1268, that is $3,804.9. So as you can see over here is that what is happening is, although the average balance was $25,000, but the interest was calculated on the $30,000, which is equivalent to $25,000 plus the compensating balance. So actually this type of arrangement then provides some sort of assurance to the lender that the balance which was approved for the borrower is to be used. So for example, if a lender approves a $50,000 line of credit for the borrower, and that line of credit is not used for the whole year, then the borrower will not be paying any interest to the lender in this case. But that $5,000 amount as the compensating balance provides some sort of assurance to the lender that the lender will get some sort of interest from the borrower. Okay, so this means that if $25,000 average daily balance was maintained, an interest of $3,804.9 was paid. So this interest as a percentage of the average daily balance is 15.22%. Is 22%. So in essence, the effective annual interest rate has been increased by over 2.5%. Okay, 2.5% by the compensating balance, because $3,804 was used over 25,000 average daily balance. $5,000 was only for the calculation purpose. Okay, so but this has actually increased the effective annual interest rate. Okay, so see a continuation of this example in example 21. How would the effective annual interest rate change in the previous example if the average daily balance was increased to $35,000? So it means that if instead of using $25,000, the average daily balance was $35,000. So we can repeat the same calculations. So in this case, $40,000 will be the amount that will be used for the calculation of the interest rate. So the interest paid will be $5,073. So this $5,073 as a percentage of the average daily balance is 14.49%. Okay, so in this case, then you can see that the effective interest rate is 14.49%, which is, in the previous case it was 15.22%. So it means that by using more efficiently the line of credit, the effective interest rate could be reduced. By more efficient use of the line of credit means that, for example, in the previous case, line of credit was $50,000, but only $25,000 was used. But in this case, at least $35,000 of the line of credit was used, but which helped to reduce the effective annual interest rate compared with the previous case. In example 22, determine the actual annual interest rate on a $50,000 line of credit with an annual percentage rate of 12% compounded monthly. The bank requires that a 10% compensating balance be placed in an interest-bearing account that pays an annual percentage rate of 2% compounded annually. So in this case, the average daily balance is anticipated to be $35,000, excluding the compensating balance and the interest due on the line of credit. So in this case, the difference from the previous example is that the compensating balance of 10%, that is about $5,000, will earn some interest to the contractor. Okay, so in this case, the situation is slightly better. So that 2% interest per year, per month means 2.018% interest per year by the effective interest rate formula. So in this case, now what we can do is for the calculation of the amount of interest, the balance is $40,000, 35 plus 5, that is $40,000, because $10% was the compensating balance, which is 10% of $50,000. So in this case, now what you can see over here is that the interest paid will be $5,073, which was as before in the previous example. However, this interest paid will be that is the interest paid. However, this some interest will be earned, which will be on the compensating balance, $5,000, which was not used, but it was earning some interest of $100. So that $100 will be the interest earned by the borrower. Okay, this is the interest paid by the borrower. So the net interest paid by the borrower will be 5,073 minus 100.9, so it will be $4,972, and that's $4,972.3 as a percentage of the average daily balance is 14.207%. So which is slightly lower than in the previous case. In the previous case, it was 14.49, and now it is 14.207%. So from example 21 and 22, we can see that the higher the interest rate paid on the compensating balance, the lower the effective interest rate was on the line of credit. So this was the arrangement of the compensating balance. The second type of line of credit is called as the commitment fee. So in the commitment fee, the interest is paid on the unused funds. Okay, is paid on the unused fund. So it means that, for example, for a line of credit of say $50,000, you use $25,000, and the remaining $25,000 you will not use. So you will also pay the interest on the unused funds. Okay, but the interest paid on the unused fund will be lower than the interest rate on the unused fund will be normally be lower than the funds which were used. Funds which were used are those which are the average daily balance funds. So let's see it with the help of the example. Okay, so determine the effective annual interest rate on a $50,000 line of credit with an annual percentage rate of 12% compounded monthly. So the bank requires a 1% commitment fee be paid on the unused balance on the line of credit. So the average daily balance is anticipated to be $25,000. So that means that first the interest will be paid on $25,000, that is 12%, and the other $25,000 which was not used, the interest will be paid, that will be 1%. So this is relatively simple to calculate. So for 12%, we have already calculated that 12.683% is the effective interest rate, because 12% was compounded monthly. And then for 1%, which is also compounded monthly, the effective interest rate per year is 1.005%. So the interest paid on the borrowed fund is $25,000 into 0.1268%, and the unborrowed fund, which are also $25,000, which are $25,000, the remaining unborrowed fund. So that is the commitment fee. So this is the commitment fee, and this is the original interest. So the both interest will be paid. That will be now $3,422. So this $3,422 as a percentage of the average daily balance is 13.688%. So in this case, the effective interest rate has been increased by about 1.005%, because originally it should be 12.68%, but now it is 13.688%. So this is the arrangement for the commitment fee. So another variation for the commitment fee is that how would the effective annual interest rate change, for example 23, if the average daily balance were increased to $35,000. So in the commitment fee, then what we can see is that now $35,000 is the average daily balance, $4,439 is the interest rate, and then the unused amount will be $15,000 out of $50,000. 50,000 minus 15,000 is $15,000. So its interest paid on that will be 150. So the total interest paid will be 4,400 plus 150. It will be $4,589.8. So as a percentage of this 4,589 on $35,000 amount, it is 13.114%. So now in this case, we can see that it is the effective interest rate is 13.114%, which is if we compare from the previous example, we can see that the effect of the commitment fee on the effective annual interest rate is less dramatic when we use a greater portion of the line of credit. So this is due to the fact that the interest being paid as a commitment fee is smaller and is spread over a large amount of funds seen in the company's operations.